Finally, the Google Pixel 4a is here. It has been months in waiting, and I can't remember a time when a product had just been pushed by so many months and months and months. And maybe now it's lost a lot of its hype, but the Google Pixel 4a is finally here. It was a pretty uneventful release by Google. It came in the form of a press release, but at this point, I will take any release of the 4a. In fact, you know what? If they just tweeted a link to the store where you could buy the 4a, I genuinely think I'd prefer that. But let's start with the most important thing, and it's something that we've been talking about for months now, and it's the price of the Pixel 4a. The rumors started that it would be $399 just like the 3a was last year, and then we saw the iPhone SE, and then that was $399, so then the rumors started circulating that actually the Pixel 4a would be $349. And I think it's priced perfectly as well. It kind of missed the boat when the SE came out, so the one thing that it needs to do to try and get to that SE level is to drop the price a little bit, and it has done at $349. And what you get for that $349 is actually really good with the phone. So let's just have a little bit of a rundown of what we were going to get with this 4a. First of all, let's just talk about storage. And now finally 64GB seems to just be disappearing from base storage phones, and it has on the 4a. And we're looking at 120GB storage in this phone, and for $349 that is pretty good. And I actually think it being 128GB storage is actually going to grab more people's attention, because if it's 64GB, people are going to look at it and be like, you know what, whatever, there's no need to do it. But at 128GB, it makes people think, well, actually, you know what, it's $349. It's $50 cheaper than what the iPhone SE is, and it has double the amount of storage. But I think we know the thing that is going to get most people's attention, it's going to grab people maybe to come over to the Pixel line, is that camera. And we know how good Pixel cameras are. We've said this for the last couple of years, but even with the Pixel 4a, it's taking that flagship sensor, that flagship camera, which is 12 megapixels from the Pixel 4, and putting it in to this budget Pixel 4a. And it's doing the same with that selfie camera as well. So the flagship 8 megapixel selfie camera is coming along with it. And some other stuff this picture has as well. It's obviously got that OIS, so the optical image stabilization. It's got the dual pixel autofocus, and it's got night sight. And Google's night sight is probably one of the best night sights that you can get on any sort of phone. So to get that in his budget phone is a good deal. Video is something that is not really that good on Pixel phones, but here you can do 4K at 30 frames a second and then 120 frames a second at 1080p. And genuinely, you can see some of the video that I took on the 3A last year at 120 frames per second, and that looked pretty good. So I'm quite excited then just to see what this Pixel 4a can do as well. And like the insides of the phone, the heart of this Pixel 4a is that Snapdragon 730G, and then it comes with 6GB of RAM as well. So the phone isn't going to be slow, it's not going to be flagship quick, but it's not going to be really slow either. But there's something about this Pixel 4 and Pixel 4a design that I really like. Like, I know it's not exciting, but the fact that it has some quite small bezels, it's got that hole punch display as well, which I'm a big fan of. I think it's a really good looking phone. But let's run through some other stuff that the Pixel 4a has as well. So it's a 5.8-inch Full HD display, just over a 3000 mAh battery, so it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. It's got 18-watt fast charging, but no wireless charging, so don't be expecting to see that on the 4a. And then something that I always forget is the thing with these Pixel phones is that you end up getting that always on display, which, you know, give or take, but it's nice that it's there. A return of that rear fingerprint reader as well, which at a time where we are all wearing masks, I think that this could be a massive selling point for the 4a. And then I feel like we should give a special mention to something that is clinging on with dear life, because the 4a comes with the almost dead headphone jack. So a few of you might really enjoy that it comes with it, but you know, like, out the box as well, this will obviously, it'll have Android 10, and usually Google give their phones 3 years of software updates, of major software updates, so we'll be getting up all the way to Android 13 on this. And for $349, I think that's pretty decent actually. Granted, you will stop getting those updates after a certain amount of time, but the phone will still continue to keep working, so it's good that it will still get updated for the next 3 years or so. If you want, you can pre-order this now, but the shipping will be on August 20th, and it just comes in one color, which is just black, which is maybe a little bit disappointing, but also we've been waiting months for this, so if they're just going to give it as in black, I will take just black. I know it's been months and like 3 months of delays on this phone, and people think now, oh, the hype is dead, but you know what, I don't think it is. Now we've got the Pixel 4a. I'm really excited to get it, pick it up and see what it can do, because the 3a last year was probably one of my favorite phones of the year. So if the Pixel 4a is anything like the 3a, then I think it's going to be a really, really good phone. If you want to see some full reviews on the Pixel 4a when I get my hands on it, then drop a like below and let me know. If you want to subscribe to the channel as well, then that would be amazing and I would appreciate it loads. And let me know in the comments, what do you think of the Pixel 4a? Are you going to get it, or is it just a little bit too late for you? Anyway, until next time, see you later.